Be ready for the dictation. Start. These criminal appeals by special leave assail the common judgment and order dated 12th October 2022 of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh bench at Jabalpur, whereby criminal appeal number 10474 of 2019 and criminal appeal number 10549 of 2019 appeals under section 374 within bracket 2 of the criminal procedure code carried by Manoj Kumar Soni and Kallu respectively were dismissed, while Manoj assailed his conviction for the offence punishable under section 411 of the Indian Penal Code 1860 and sentence of rigorous imprisonment of 3 years with a fine of rupees 5,000 and a default sentence of 3 months. Kallu assailed his conviction for the offence punishable under section 120B IPC and sentence of rigorous imprisonment of 10 years with a fine of rupees 5,000 and a default sentence of 3 months. In all, five accused persons were convicted and sentenced for different offences punishable under the IPC, wide the common judgment of the additional sessions judge dated 28th November 2019. The aforesaid judgment having been confirmed by the High Court, all the accused persons preferred special leave petitions before this court challenging the common judgment dated 12th October 2022. Para. The special leave petitions of the three accused, namely Suleiman, Arif, and Jai Hind, were dismissed, and the judgment and order of the High Court affirming their conviction and sentence left undisturbed. However, notice was issued on the special leave petitions preferred by the remaining two accused, Manoj and Kallu, on 6 April 2023 and 11th April 2023, respectively. These two appeals were heard on different dates. However, a common judgment being under assail, this court proposes to dispose of both these appeals wide this common judgment. The case of the prosecution in a nutshell is that a complaint was registered by PW18 to the effect that on 14th April 2010 at around 1:30 p.m. while the complainant was in her house, four persons rang the doorbell. When her servant PW8 answered the door, all four persons armed with a pistol forcefully entered the house. They tied up the hands and legs of the complainant and her servant, threatened to kill them, and proceeded to rob the complainant of silver and gold jewelry, cash, and other valuable by taking the keys to the locker. The accused persons remained at the complainant's residence till 2:30 p.m. before fleeing. Based on the complaint, an FIR was registered at around 4:30 p.m. against four unknown persons under section 394 IPC, and all of them were subsequently arrested. Investigation of the FIR was carried out by the investigating officer. The specific allegations against Manoj are that the stolen jewelry had allegedly been sold to him, and despite being aware that the co-accused had sold him stolen goods, he still chose to receive and possess the same dishonestly. Consequently, he was arrested on 9th May 2010. Thereafter, these articles were recovered by the investigating officer on two different days, 9th May 2010 and 21st May 2010, while the Caesar memo dated 9th May 2010 bears the signature of Caesar witnesses PW16 and PW5. The Caesar memo dated 21st May 2010 bears the signature of Caesar witnesses PW11 and PW6. The process of identification was conducted by PW19, the Tehsildar, on 15th July 2010. The specific allegations against Kallu, former driver of the complainant, pertain to his involvement in a conspiracy with other co-accused persons. The allegation against him is that he shared information with them disclosing that the complainant had a substantial amount of money and valuable jewelry in her residence, coupled with the knowledge that she lived alone. This allegedly led to the subsequent planning and execution of the robbery at the complainant's house. Upon completion of investigation, a charge sheet was filed before the concerned court against the accused persons, including Manoj and Kallu. Upon committal, charges were framed and the accused, including Manoj and Kallu, pleaded not guilty and claimed to be tried. Based on the complainant's testimony, it is established that among the four accused present at the scene during the incident, Suleiman, Arif, and Jahind were duly identified by the complainant, but the fourth accused remained unidentified. During the investigation, it was revealed that the fourth accused was a minor and the case was subsequently referred to the juvenile court for further proceedings. Insofar as Kallu and Manoj are concerned, they were not present at the complainant's house.